Hi everyone, Lisa here from Flosstube Stitching. I hope everyone had a good week. This is take 2 because I forgot something. Nothing too exciting this week. We did get our new couch, so that was probably the highlight of the week. We had ordered it back in July. That being said, I do have my dog chained to my leg, so if you do hear a chain, that's why. The couch is just in the other room that I can't necessarily see. And if he's too quiet, then he could be chewing on a cushion, and so we don't want that to happen. So a little bit more supervision on that front for sure. Today was a really nice day. It as I mentioned last week, we had snow, and the snow actually stayed around to Monday morning as well. But today we're in the 20s. I wore capris, my son wore shorts. I wore tank top on my run this morning. We went for a nice walk this afternoon to see these new bridges that are linking the Thames Valley Parkway, so it actually kind of completes the link. Before, the pathway was kind of cut off, and you had to go through a fairly big chunk of residential area and kind of busy streets to catch back up on the pathway to get from east to west on it. And so these two bridges link and connect the path. So then they probably added about 1 kilometer of pathway for the link, and the bridges go over the Thames River in order to do so. And it was such a nice day. Lots of people were out. I had the same idea as us, and we took my son's bike with him. He did bike all the way from one bridge to the other, but then his legs were too tired and couldn't bike back, so we had to push his bike back, but he did pretty good. So that's pretty exciting for us runners and for any cyclists in the city. And it's really unique, the Thames Valley Parkway that we have, because you can literally get from one end of the city to the other, and I think it measures to be about 42 kilometers or so. And so you can do all that without really going in any streets. Now there's only 2 little minor sections that you have to go onto a residential street, and they're very quiet streets, and it's not for very long. So that's what we did today. Didn't do too much yesterday. No, my son and I went for a picnic because, again, it was a nice day. But that is all. Yeah. So nothing too exciting here. As far as stitching goes this week, I didn't do a ton of stitching, but I have some haul, and I had to have a lot of finishes. And yeah, so let's get started. So I want to thank all my subscribers. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you to your kind comments as well. So I might as well just get right into that. I had a giveaway last week for this chart. So friend sampler by Imagination Ink. And so it looks like it's a pretty easy chart to follow. Looks like there might be some French knots included in the chart, and maybe some beads from what it says on the back, but yeah. So what I had asked, if you're interested to comment, was what you did for Halloween. We had a couple entries in that, and the winner was Carol Hebert. So congratulations, Carol. I think you had mentioned you only had one trick-or-treater at your house, so it sounded like it was a pretty quiet evening. So if you want to, I'll put my email address in the drop box below. If you want to send me an email with your address, I can get that into the mail. And hopefully it won't take too long to get to wherever you're located. So yeah, send me a message and we'll get that sent out as soon as possible. So as far as that business is taken care of, let's go to haul. So first off, I had participated in Stacy, the 911 Stitchers destash sale that she had on her Instagram. So I got a couple of her floss rings with the floss cards that she made. So this was one. Now it came with a lot more floss cards. I just didn't use them all. So these were the Christmas themed floss cards. So I've added this to my, so Kringles is on here. Came with that little charm as well. And then for DMC, I'm just using regular bobbins for that. I still have a couple to bobbiny for that. Just because when I'm done, I will put my DMC back like in the case on the bobbins. So I didn't want to waste a nice fancy floss drop on the DMC. So that was one of the floss drops I got. And she sent them in a nice little bag. I actually have the little bag in my Kringles with my extra floss in it. And then these were the other floss drops I won. So these are more of a fall themed. A little charm. And I used all but one of these floss drops. And this is my Cinnamon Stars floss. So that's what I put those to use in. Alright. So that was two things that I got from Stacy. And then I also got this chart. The Bent Creek Sledding All the Way Globes. I thought that was cute. Sorry, I should say chart. It's a kit. So it looks like it's used pearl cotton. Now I haven't opened it up or read it or anything, but you split pearl cotton to stitch, and it looks like it's a pretty open kind of burlappy fabric. That's the fabric. There's some beads in there. Not all pearl cotton, but most of it's pearl cotton. This is actually helpful because I think I need some pearl cotton for Field Mouse Hollow, but I'm nowhere, like for the shoelaces, but I'm nowhere close to that. Next, I got Hands On Design Hey There Pumpkin. So it's a cute chart. I'll probably have to get some more thread for that. And then I got this kit, Lizzie Cake Kit. So Noelle, looks like it was a limited edition. And so it comes with all the finishing stuff. And this little needle minder. And a little charm. Kind of glare, quite the glare off of it. That's better, like a little Santa needle minder. So that was that haul. And then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 8. Yeah, 8. Little House Needleworks Hometown Holiday Series chart. So this one, and this was all from a D-Stash, right? So this one is my house. So I think the thought is that you customize it. I am thinking I'm going to do some sort of like scene or town. Florist. Bookstore. This is Sweet Shop. pet store. Oh, well, good to that one last. Needle workshop. And then the toy shop. And then the last one was the quilt shop. I probably won't stitch the quilt shop. So I'll probably look at putting that up on one of the D-stash sites or something. Don't know what I'll do with that, but yeah, I think what I want to do, I want to take a look at all of them and then decide which other ones I might want to get. I think I have Pop's Filling Station, and then I got one more. I don't remember which one that is. And then, because I'd like to do kind of like a line, and then I saw someone today on the Little House Needleworks Facebook page. She did 2 lines, so 2 rows of houses. They look really neat. And she was actually Canadian because she had done a little Canada flag as well. So, yeah, so that's what the thought is to stitch them as a line and kind of make it look like a street, basically. So that's what I got as far as stash goes. So what did I stitch on? So I had all intentions of finishing this one, but I didn't. I don't want to show the pattern. So it's Snowy Foxes by the in the Frosty Forest series by Country Cottage Needlework. So I have them all, and I got them all off a D-stash site. And I thought, oh yeah, I think I'll stitch them all, but now I don't think I am because, yeah, I don't know, just not feeling it. So I got enough fabric to stitch them all, but I don't think I'm going to do that. So I finished up this tree here and started on some snow. So I didn't really get that much done. So that's that one. Yeah, I had full intentions of thinking I was going to finish that one. Didn't happen. And then I also worked on, can't really show you the pattern because it was just off of Pinterest and it's literally just the chart. I worked on Baby Yoda. So he's a little ornament. And so I worked on him the other night and got a good amount of progress on him. So I'm working on the inside of his ear right now. That's on 22 count. And then my last whip, was a new start as well. So it's from the Acrostic collection, Christmas 2012. This one, oops, thread falling out. So I joined the group International Cross Stitch Pen Pals. I think that's what it's called. And I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, so I joined the International Pen Pal group on Facebook, and they give different prompts for each month about what you should stitch to send to your pen pal. So when I put up my post, I said, full disclosure, I'm not going to get anything done for November, so I want to work towards the December prompt, which is snowman or penguin. So this gives you an idea of kind of the idea of the little patterns, because I can't really show you the patterns. So my pen pal's first name starts with an S, and I decided to go with snowman as the theme. Now the S in the chart here is a polar bear, but I want to do the snowman, so I just grabbed the snowman from another chart. So this I started the other night. It's on 18 count petty point from Fat Quarter Shop. So this here will be the S, and then that's the snowman started. And then I just did just the colors I just pulled. So the poor representation. These are the colors I just pulled, like closest to colors from my stash. Some were right on, some were not, but they're close enough. So that's stitching up pretty quickly. So that was the new start. And I think if I get it in the mail by December 1st, then that should be good for December. Yeah, so she seemed nice. She's in Texas, I believe. And yeah, so, because that's what I need is something else to do. But it's fun. All right, so next is finishes. So something else that I worked on and ended up finishing, which I didn't really think I was going to. The Stitching 911 group had like a little challenge for something to do with November. And so I pulled out November from year of celebrations to work on for that, because what better than that? And then I just kind of got my button gear and got it done last night or yesterday. So I finished stitching it yesterday. I basically only had like the bottom row done and that box done, and then I finished everything else. And then I fully finished it today. And this is the Canadian like changes, because Kathy had charted a Canadian version for November and Canadian version for July in the year celebrations. And then for the fully finished, I just finished it on sticky board. And then this piece here was what I had stuck September on. And because I thought the colors still worked for November and the theming, we don't have snow right now, so I thought the theming still worked well enough. I pulled off September. It was just had a little bit of glue on the back, and then I replaced it with a magnet on each, and then I put a magnet on September as well, so it can go back on this one if I so choose. And easy as that. So that's how I did that. And then I also, well, I have my glue gun out, fully finished Chicken Joy. So it's just finished on a piece of sticky board, and then it's literally just kind of shoved in there. So I didn't glue it into the barn. It's just sitting in there. It was a pretty tight fit, so it's not going anywhere. And so typically I would give myself a little bit of a border of unstitched fabric, but I needed it to fit in there. So like the sew on the bottom, the stitches are curled over the edge, as well as a little bit on the sides, but works. I may see if I can find something at Michael's that might spruce up the little wreath a bit more, maybe take this bow off. We'll see if I see anything. And again, this is just in this little barn I found at Michael's last year after Christmas. I haven't seen anything this year like this, but I did see Priscilla's little barn frame, whatever it was, that she finished her latest chicken cup in. I don't know if it would fit Chicken Joy on 14 count, but it might. I do want to look for that though next time I'm at Michael's too, because that is a cute little frame thing that she showed on her last video. And then today on the Zoom meetup with the 911 stitching group, I was working on finishing my Clementine pillow. I had it all pinned together, so I was just finishing stitching it. So I finished stitching it, I flipped it around, and then I stuffed her full. And I just had to do the bottom, which I finished after the call. Not too bad. Not perfect, but how do you get a pillow perfect? Yeah, and then this is the back fabric I found at Walmart. So I thought those kind of went with this and this kind of combination. Yeah. So pretty happy with that. So that's all done. So now what do I have that's unfinished? I think I have one piece that's unfully finished. And it was that like to the moon and back with a cow. It's pretty big. So I just don't know how I want to do it. So I want to just find a frame or what I want to do. So that's the only piece I think that I have that's not finished. And that's just because I can't really come up with a good idea on what to do with it. Yeah, so that's that. So not a ton of stitching, but I put my nose to the ground and got that November done, so that's good. So that can be displayed for the month. And Chicken Joy is also going to be displayed, because why not? I have a shelf up above my head that I might try to clean off a little bit better, because it's mainly just collects junk, and then I can put some stuff up there. So we'll see if I can get around to doing that. Plans for next week. No, I haven't had a chance to take a look at, well, I saw the Enchanted Stitches prompts are up, and I did glance at it, but I didn't really think about them. So I need to look at that. Like November was a 24-hour cross stitch prompt, I think. And Baby Yoda was a prompt for something. Sorry, my ears just plugged there. And Snowy Foxes were a prompt for something as well from last week. But again, I haven't been very good at actually posting those. So yeah, but I'll take a look at the prompts and see what, because that can kind of help me guide a bit. And what else for next week? I do have my specialist appointment finally for my ears, which is good. They just plugged again right now. And so hopefully he'll be able to give me a little bit more, some more answers. My husband thinks that he'll probably send me away for testing. Send me away. Order testing, I should say. There's nowhere for me to go for the testing other than the hospital, but then he'll have me go for testing just to get a better idea. So I feel like I had a sneeze coming on, but nope, okay. So hopefully that will go well. I was glad to hear it was still on, because I was just a little worried that perhaps they would cancel it. So I had the day off work on Tuesday for that, and we'll also be getting my hair done too while I am off. Yeah, I really shouldn't be taking the whole day off because I'm really busy, but I also have vacation days to use, so I will, and then I'll just pay the price the next day for being off. But it is what it is. Yeah, so I think that's enough rambling for one day, and we will talk to you next week. Bye. Oh, and before I sign off, Carol Hubert, make sure you send me your address for that chart you won. Bye.